Alright, so we're going to be costing, and very similar to our lemonade stand, we need to figure out how much it costs to make this loaf of bread and how much to sell it for. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to put in your recipe source, and the recipe source is Kitchen Fun with My Three Sons website/blog. That is just in case I need to go back and find this recipe again. I will at least have a searching keyword. So, looking at your ingredients, you should have your recipe in front of you. If not, we'll go through that part here, but I am going to show you what I expect to see. I will do the first section. You will be required to finish the rest. So, baking powder. Baking powder, I need 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon is written out 1 TBSP. I don't want any other way. This is how I want to see it. I want them all to be consistent. Salt. We need 1/2 teaspoon. Half TSP. Sugar. Now this is the one that everyone got confused in what it meant. So we're going to break this sugar into 2 sections. The first section is that 1/2 cup of sugar. And then that second cup is going to be that 3rd cup of sugar. Now, I have done some math for you. 1/3 cup equals 5 tablespoons. So 5.5 tablespoons is what I need for this recipe. And the reason I give you this information is because if you look on your corresponding baking measurement cost sheet right here, it does not have a 1/3 of a cup. So I've given you information to figure it out using tablespoons. That's why. So looking back here, that's why we have 5/2 tablespoons. For this recipe, I only need 1 egg. Milk, again, this is one that's broken into 2 sections. I am going to cost them separately. So the first one is 1 cup of milk. Vanilla, this again is broken into 2. I am going to cost 1 of them. So that is 2 teaspoon, TSP. Remember the difference between tablespoon and teaspoon? Tablespoon has the B. I am grading you on this. So I want to see TSP. Nothing else. Sour cream. Sour cream. So looking at my recipe, I will need 1/3 cup or 5 1/2 tablespoon. So remember, one-third cups equals 5 1/2 tablespoons. Now sour cream does not again have a 1/3 cup as a costing. We're going to go with the tablespoons just to make it easier. Cinnamon, we need 2 teaspoons. Powdered sugar, 1/2 cup. Milk, 1 tablespoon. And vanilla, 1 teaspoon. Now I'm going to show you how to do a few of them, and then you are going to figure out the rest of everything. Now, everything here and below you will figure out on your own. I am going to put imaginary numbers here just so that we can do the next section. These are not the correct numbers. You will have to figure this out the same way I figured out the first half of this. Let me repeat. Everything from the eggs on down, you will have to figure out the correct numbers. The numbers that I put here will be just arbitrary. They'll be just numbers I made up in order for us to proceed on to the next section. Alright, with that said, baking powder. This is how I want you to complete your costing. You are going to find the unit cost by looking at the baking ingredients measurement cost sheet that I've handed out to you. Once you locate that item on your sheet, you're going to find the nearest coordinating cost. So I'm going to look up tablespoons, and they happen to have it by tablespoons. So $0.15 per tablespoons. Okay? That's what I want to see. Next line underneath, you're going to put 1, I get that 1 from here, times $0.15 equals, do the math. You will need a calculator. Just so happens, I don't need a calculator for that one. 15 cents. Then you will take your total cost and move that over there. Okay, seems simple. We'll do salt. The next one is salt. I am going to locate it on my sheet, and I need a half a teaspoon, and oh, lo and behold, they have half a teaspoon, so I'm good. So 1/2 teaspoon equals 0.0019 per teaspoon. Okay. Oh, actually per half teaspoon. Almost messed up there. Now, for this one, because I know that it's what it is, so I don't need to go any further for this one, but I am going to show you. We are going to take this 0.10019 is not a monetary number. I'm going to have to round up to the nearest penny. So this will be 1 penny. 0.01. So I will need 1 penny's worth of salt. Now, you might say, well, it's not a penny. It's less than a penny. Yes, it is less than a penny. But I cannot put something that's less than a penny on my costing. It's got to be a penny. Eventually, after I made this recipe 12 times, it would have equated to a penny. But for costing, it costs a penny for this. If it's anything under than a penny, we're going to round it up to a penny. And we're going to do some rounding as well. So, a 1/2 cup of sugar. So the next thing we have is sugar. We're going to do a 1/2 cup. Now, a 1/2 cup of sugar is on my sheet, so I'm just going to use that. So, money sign 0.11 per 1/2 cup. Now, doing your math underneath, you have to stop and think. I have a 1/2 cup over here. This is a 1/2 cup. So, this number is going to be 1 because I need 1 of these for this recipe. Times. I know it sounds weird. Do not put half here. This is 1 because 1 measurement here is what you need here. Does that make sense? Same thing what we would have done up here. Our second set would have been 1 times a penny equals a penny. So 1 times 0.11 equals money sign 0.11. Alright, now this one's going to cause you to do a little bit of math. So, sugar. Looking back at sugar. Oh, there is no 5.5 tablespoons of sugar on there. So we're going to do some math, and this is where this math up here is going to come in handy. So 0.01 is per tablespoon. Now underneath here, I need 5.5 tablespoons. So I need 5.5 of these. So 5.5 times 0.01 equals money sign point 0.55. Again, we are a nickel and a half of a nickel. That's not real money, so we're going to round up to 6. Alright, so I've pretty much given you the information to figure out the rest of this. You should be able to do it, no problems whatsoever. Remember, if I have found a half a cup, I am multiplying by 1, not a half a cup. Whereas if I have found 2 cups, I am multiplying by 2 because that is per cup. So if I was to take this one here, it would be 2, because I need 2 of these times $0.10, and that will equals 0.20. That's how we do that. So, finish through this, pause the video, and then come back when you have this done. Now, your numbers will not be the same here that I have. Again, I am putting in arbitrary numbers. These are fake numbers in order for me to facilitate the next step. I don't want to give you the answers, but I want you to figure this out for yourself. So pause here, do the rest of this, and then pick up. Alright, so you've done the math, and you have figured out this column, and you figured out this column on your own. Your column should not look like this, because all I've done was copy and paste this several times. So again, your columns from egg on down should not look like this. If it does, you are not paying attention to the instructions, and you need to figure it out on your own. If yours do not look like this, then bravo, you followed directions and you figured it out on your own. Whether they're right, I don't know, but hopefully they are. So, in order to do this next step, you have to have all of your total costs figured out. What you're going to do is you're going to go through and you're going to add all of these together. So you will need your calculator together. Again, your numbers will not be the same, so do not add the same numbers here that I have. Add the numbers that are on your sheet. So I'm going to add my numbers that are on my sheet to get to the total cost. Okay, my total cost for my recipe is $1.33. So, money sign, 1.33. Now, again, your numbers will not be the same. If they are, you need to redo your math here because it's incorrect. Alright, so you have your total recipe costs. Whatever yours will be, you're going to take this number, whatever your number here is, and divide it by your portion. This makes 5 slices. So I'm going to divide that number by 5. And it's going to give me my portion costs. So it costs me $0.266. Again, that is not a real number in terms of money. So it's going to be 27 cents to make 1 slice. Okay? Now that you have your portion costs will not be the same here as it is on mine. But whatever your number here, you're going to move that number here. So you're going to take your portion costs, and if we had served this, let's say this was served with ice cream, you'd have ice cream here and the portion of that cost there. But luckily, this is all that's on this portion. So I'm just going to take that, move that number down.
It's 4 o'clock.
Now, this is important. You're going to take your portion cost, whatever yours is, and you're going to divide it. So you're going to put that number in the calculator. It's exactly how it is. 0 point or whatever point, whatever, division sign, 0.33. We're going to give ourselves a 33% markup. So when I put that in my machine, it gives me $0.818. That I am going to change to 82. And I don't like 82 cents. I think 82 cents looks stupid on my menu, and I don't want pennies for my customers. So I'm going to put that at 0.90. Now, I'll get dimes, hopefully. So I'm going to put menu price. So if I was to use this markup, I would do a 90 cents square slice of loaf or whatever. Now, again, your numbers will be different. Whatever your number is, get it to a point that sounds respectable. I would actually probably take this up to $1 because I don't like having change in my machine. So if you're close to $1, go to $1. If you're close to 75 cents, go to 75 cents. If you're a penny over 75 cents, round down to 75 cents. 75 cents just looks better. 50 cents looks better. A quarter looks better. $1 looks better. And it's a lot easier to handle that type of money. So I'm actually going to move mine up to $1 because it just looks better. Okay. So, I've figured out my menu price. Now, once you have your menu price, you're going to turn it in. This is how much we have to sell each slice of cake in order to make a profit. A 33% markup profit.